guys, it's Coralie. Today I'm going to teach you a few tips and tricks on how to get your kids excited for reading. And the best way to do that is to remember 3 B's. The first B is you want to have books. We want to make sure our kids have access to awesome books, and so I'm going to show you some of my favorite series. This first one is the That's Not My series. Has a little textured patch on every page, a little mouse to find, and then it's a really predictable text line. That's not my kitten, its ears are too soft. That's not my kitten, its tongue is too fuzzy. So when your child's about 2 or 3, they can pretend to read before they know how, and it will get them excited for reading. This one has about 30 different titles in this series, so if you don't like kittens, there's everything from pirates to princesses and monkeys to monsters. You'll find something for every interest at your house. One of our best sellers is There's a Mouse About the House. This little mouse will come out of the pocket on the front, and while you're reading, your little one's just going to trace the dotted line and then poke the mouse through the slot on every page, and then he'll pop out on the next page. This is a really fun interactive one, and as your child's playing, they're also learning that reading is left to right because that's always the direction the mouse travels in. If you lose your mouse, which has happened at our house, there's a little template on the back so you can make a new one. And if you've ever had a child that has turned the page before you're done reading, you'll absolutely love this complete book of Farmyard Tales. It includes 20 stories, and then it has a CD that reads the stories and has animal sound effects in the background. But it has 2 levels of reading. So if you want to read a quick story, just read the top, and while you're reading, you can have your little one find the duck. Can you see him hiding right there? So there's a duck on every single page, so it'll keep them busy while you're reading. As they get older, they can read the top line and you read the bottom, and it just adds more detail to the story. For your older kids, I love our encyclopedias. This one is our world history one, and it's different than most encyclopedias in that it has great illustrations and pictures all the way through. So as you're reading, there's just little bite-sized chunks of information. If your child's interested in a certain topic, they can go onto our website. It's usborne-quicklinks.com. And it has additional resources and things, which makes it a great, safe way for your kids to find resources for school projects. And then also, you may notice there's a little star by the pictures. Anything that has a star, you can actually download that picture and put it straight into a report. If you have early readers, I love our very first reading set. So it's a 15-book set, and this is the first book. This is a great one because your early reader gets to read with you. So you're going to read the left-hand side, and they'll read the right-hand side. The parent reads, "The night was cold, the sky was black, the window rattled," and they read tap, tap, tap. So they love it because they get to read a story with mom or dad. And then in the back, you can see their portion is only going to use these 8 letters for the text, and so if they can do those sounds, they can read this book. There's also free resources online on our website. There's games to play, phonics flashcards, and worksheets for every single book. And then at the back there's also picture puzzles where they retell the story to work on comprehension. They learn to recognize different words, and then this is where they're working on rhyming words and the phonetics. So all the essential parts of reading. So that's the first B. The second B is baskets. We want to have baskets around so that we advertise reading to our kids. Some of my favorite places to have those are in the car. You can put a little basket of books. You can do things like the sticker dressing books. We've got a girl series and a boy series in this, and they're almost like paper dolls, but they have stickers all the way through, so you can get the characters dressed up throughout the book. I love to have nonfiction in the car, especially for your older ones, because they can read little bits of information when you're going to and from school or running errands, but they can learn about how the different planets and things were discovered. I also love like any books with CDs, so the Farmyard Tales would be a great one for the car. This one is Ted and Friends. It's one of our phonics readers. Another place I love to have baskets is at the breakfast table. So instead of your child reading the back of the cereal box, you can give them something like this. This is our big book of big animals. Has nice thick pages, and you can wipe them clean if milk spills. But you'll notice there's a guy here. He is the size of a regular adult, an average adult, and then the pages fold out and you can see that same guy compared to the whale. So this is a really fun one where you can fold it out. Lots of kids can look at it and learn little facts about animals. The other place, I love to have a basket of seasonal books so you can change them out for Christmas or for Halloween, different seasons too, and that's really, really fun. Okay, the third B is bedside lamp. Give your child a reward. You can let them choose if they want to go to bed now, or they can have 20 extra minutes to read. And most of the time you'll notice that they'll stay up to read. And so some really fun ones for bedtime. We've got animal stories for little children. This one has 5 different picture books. You'll see it's got great illustrations and just a little bit of text per page. So nice and age appropriate for about toddler and preschool aged. If you have older kids, we have the illustrated stories. This one's for girls, but we also have for boys, Greek myths, Grimm's fairy tales. And it has 10 to 15 stories in each one. You'll notice there's still lots of pictures, and then there's a ribbon bookmark to save their place so that you can just read a story a night. For older kids or even reluctant readers, I love doing series. This is Conspiracy 365, and it's about a boy who has a year to solve a conspiracy, and people are after him the entire time. So it's set on real time, the pages count down, and it's really, really exciting. Your kids will get sucked right in, and they'll be dying to get to book 2, which is February. So we have lots of older chapter books, different series, and so if you've got a child with a certain interest, I'd be happy to help you find the perfect one. So hopefully that helps. You can implement some fun reading tips and tricks with your kids and get them excited for reading. Let me know if you have any questions.